What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Only Leeds Bros. Happy Friday. Hope everybody is keeping and doing well. Before we get into the video, I do want to say thanks very much to our channel sponsors, Match Bingo, for sponsoring Only Leeds Bros. To get involved, all you have to do is scan the QR code down the bottom right hand corner of the screen to get involved, or hit the affiliate link in the description below. And the Leeds Creator Cup takes place on the 20th of July in the John Charles Community Stadium. Tickets are only £7 for adults, £3 for kids. All your favourite Leeds United content creators will be there to take to the field in aid of Prostate Cancer UK. Link is in the description below as well if you do want to head across and donate if you can't make it on the day. So that's that plugged. Dillo, how are you? Happy Friday to you.
Exactly. You said it there. Exactly what it says on the tin, isn't it? It is Friday. Got that Friday feeling. Absolutely buzzing it. Delighted. 6 days on the trot, and I'm, feel like I might have been working about 4 years in a row. But, 6 days, it's done. I'm officially off the weekend. So I'm going to sit back, enjoy, relax, and enjoy Father's Day this Sunday.
Father's Day Sunday, yeah. Weekend off, get to put the feet up, and the missus brings us beer when we click our fingers and all that, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say that now, because I know she's watching this, and to be honest with you, this stream at end with a boot at the door in 2 seconds.
Plug the internet out and that'd be the end of that.
Yeah, well, to do a lot worse now, let me tell you. But sure, look, we'll leave it at that. We don't want to go into a whole lot of detail.
We'll leave it at that. Yeah, so reminder, it is Father's Day on Sunday. Get out there and get the father's presents. But we'll say hello to a couple of the people in the building. Danny is here, says smash a like and subscribe. Like the new badge, Danny. And congratulations on 3K flowing, boy. Yeah, if any of us didn't see, we Only Leeds Bros hit 3K earlier on in this week. Absolutely fantastic, guys. And again, it's constantly just reiterating that this is for you guys. The reason why we do Only Leeds Bros is for you. To be honest with you, it doesn't really matter about the number of subscribers or views or anything we get. We do it for you guys, and it's all about the community that we're building here and meeting you guys and building up relationships. That's the most important thing to myself and Dylan. And yeah, again, should just thanks very much to everyone that's supported the channel so far. We're approaching now just short of a year, and we're absolutely loving it. And we do this for our own mental health and our own kind of little get out, and now it's become a massive hobby of ours. So again, we can't do this without you. So thanks very much for that. Dylan Doyle is here, says afternoon, gents. Afternoon, Dylan.
Love
thanks for popping in, pal.
Love the name.
Amy Clark says evening, lads. Evening, Amy. Danny, evening, gents. Hope you had a good week, a really good week this week. Long week, but a good week. And Philip says congratulations on 3,000. Thanks very much, Philip. Really appreciate it, buddy. Good evening, says Sid. How are you, Sid? Hope you're keeping well, pal. That's Dylan's missus. Don't push your luck, Dylan. Don't push your luck.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny, I didn't even see it. I was so expecting to see it. Danny Talks Sports. So it's Danny Talks Leeds now on a new badge. Very good, very good. Pal. Have you hit the 200? Yeah, let us know, pal. Go across and sub to Danny if you haven't already done so. I think you should do a knife feed to enjoy Father's Day. I always do the knife feeds. How are you, lads? How are you, Michael? Hope you're keeping well, brother. And alright, lads, just popping in to say hello on my holidays in Croatia. And congratulations on reaching 3,000 subscribers. So deserves, lads. We'll catch up the rest of the video tomorrow. Cheers, pal. Enjoy the holidays. I'll chat to you soon, pal.
Croatia, huh?
Some of them live the life, huh? Some of them, some people just live the life, huh? What can you say?
They sure do. Croatia, huh? Over there seeing Modric, are we?
Try to give some Leeds. No, I'm not doing away. Head across to Danny and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Right, Dylan, let's get into it. First talking point. Well, we've a good few talking points tonight, but the first one I think that we need to talk about is Junior Firpo. We've got to go ahead and the first bit of proper, real transfer news that we've got, because we've had all the links and all the gossip, and everyone and their nannies are coming to Leeds and everyone's leaving Leeds, but eventually we've got it from the man himself. Fab Romano has said that Junior Firpo is on his way to Real Betis, about to sign a 3-year deal. So it kind of ends Junior Firpo's time at Leeds United, and it's sad. And if you had to say this the year we got relegated from the Premier League, we'll be all feeling this way about Junior Firpo. But it's just one of them, Dylan. We have to move on. The club is on to bigger and better things now, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's what you always say, Darren, and what I've seen from other people as well. We can't fall in love with players. This is the club that we're going to stand by at the end of the day. Players will come and go, but this club is here to stay, and hopefully stay in the Premier League. Yeah, the Firpo one for me is a little bit of a kick in the teeth. I loved him. I thought he was phenomenal last season.
That's two seasons.
Obviously, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There is better left backs out there. I'm not condemning. I'm not saying Junior Firpo is the world best player in the world, but he definitely gave us the highs with the lows. He will be missed. definitely. But then it brings us back to the case of Simicast with Joe B. So you want to get going on them push-ups and sit-ups and all that. So hopefully time will tell.
Don't think
That
Simicast
he
is
does
happening.
But with Firpo, yeah, look, he goes with his head held high with after winning the league, getting us back to the Premier League. He's done what he's done.
Yeah.
And he got us there, and he got us there in the right format. And you know what, Darren, you kind of said it throughout the season as well as cynical yellow cards, and just pure kind of, you could say, thickness, if that's the best way to put it. But that's what I love in a player. That's what I love. I know it could be childish at times, but he just loved Leeds United and he loved wearing the shirt, and he just fought for the team week in, week out for the past 2 seasons. And then like that as well, he's a left back and he's banging in goals and he's getting assists, he's getting up down the pitch. A few times he gets Kyle on defending, but sure, look, who doesn't? I'm not saying it's the right way, but I just hope someone can replace him for the better and not for the worse, if that makes sense. But yeah, he'd be surely missed.
Yeah, I think my time at Firpo, Dylan, is what a redemption arc that he's had from even when we went down to the championship. A lot of us were writing him off straight away, saying he's not going to do it in the championship, and he's been phenomenal. Again, under Daniel Farke, improving him. Thought he was very good, like what you said. He suited our style of play at Leeds United, and I think for me, it confirmed a couple of weeks ago, obviously the open top bus, we heard Ampadu chanting Betis to him. For me, that's when I kind of knew, like, if the players are saying it and the players are chanting it, he's clearly had open conversations with the players there, that he's looking 100%. For a turn back to Betis. And then we seen them on the retained list, then we seen that Leeds United offered Byram and Junior Firpo contracts. So I was waiting eagerly to see over the next 5 to 7 days what way is this going to go. Now, we still haven't got word on Sam Byram, but after he hit 2 weeks and Firpo still hadn't signed, I said to myself, this is it. He's not signing. There's obviously a reason. They've put a contract offer on the table. He's not signing it. He's looking elsewhere, so he's looking to go. So it always felt like it was a writing on the wall for Junior Firpo, wasn't it, at the end of the year, the trophy parade, the way he kind of went out. But like you said, he goes with our blessing, Dylan, but now Leeds have to look to recruit well. Left back similar to him that can give us that going forward, but also can do it going the other way and be solid.
It was similar though a few years ago there. Remember, I was crying out for a left back, and obviously everyone was slating Firpo, including myself. Don't get me wrong. But now we're back to the drawing board again, and as I keep saying week in, week out when we talk about these transfers and etc., you want to get someone in the door. Look, regardless, tomorrow, the next day, a week from now, if it's confirmed that he's signed and sealed and Leeds wish him nothing but the best, at the end of the day, now we need to get someone in. I know we need to get offload players to bring players in, but my point is, I don't want to be late going into this league. We need to be set up from the get-go, from the first whistle that's blown. Not waiting until January, not waiting for people to be up to full speed and fitness. There's plenty of players out there, and you want to do the right business at the right time. But yeah, it stings. It's always going to sting, especially for a fan favourite at the end of the day.
It doesn't really for me. It's more the sentimental side of it. It's just like, right, he's gone now, but I'm not sitting here like, sobbing about it, going, oh, Jesus, Junior's gone, what are we going to do? I probably think we do need better Dylan in the Premier League, and we can only go off previous of what we've seen of Junior in the Premier League, and it wasn't too good. And that's not to say now he wouldn't have stepped up his game and been good in the Premier League for this season, but we'll never know now. And like when Leeds sacked Bielsa, we're never going to know if he did end up keeping us in the end. So it's always going to be ifs, buts and maybes. But he goes with our blessing, Dylan. He's one of them that you look at, see now how he gets on in Spain. He's got a 3-year contract, goes back to, where he's been at Betis before. Obviously got his move down to Barcelona and then on to Leeds. So he goes with Leeds, not blessing. I'm sure he's always going to be welcome back at Ellen Road. So yeah, sad to see Junior Firpo go, but we look forward now.
I think for one last time, just for old time's sake, is because he came from Barca. He won the cup in Spain.
That's the saddest part about it, is that chant now, isn't it?
Chant. Definitely.
So I hate when we have a class chant and then a Leeds player leaves. Like, I love the Pontus Janssen one. Remember the Pontus Janssen one? And he left, and I was like, can't sing that song anymore. Then we had Samu Soi's one. Loved that one as well. He goes, and then the belter then that we had 2 years ago of Somerville, Strike and Pirro. I love that one as well. I was like, can't sing that now anymore. So it's always when we go to a good chance, we lose the players, isn't it?
I remember a funny story. I think we were at a party, me, myself and the missus, and I came back and I was lying on the couch, kind of dozing, yourself. And that was the first thing I sang, but she was sitting beside me on the couch, but I jumped up like a lunatic, like, he came from, and she bent me around the place.
Great. So.
But it's just like initial thought. Like, you don't realize you're doing it. Like, you know, that kind of, it just happens.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so best of luck to Junior Firpo. Dylan, let's move on a little bit then. Let's speak about Real Betis again. It feels like they're coming in and absolutely raiding Leeds United at the minute. But it's Mateo Joseph, Dylan. We seen earlier on in the week, it was reported by Graham Bailey, who doesn't have a good track record with hits at Leeds United and transfer news. It always seems he kind of just swings a bat and see what he can hit. But he reported that Real Betis have put in a $6.5 million bid for Mateo Joseph. Then Graham Smith then from the YEP comes out later on in the day that Leeds United won't be listening to offers unless it's something substantial for the player. And that was kind of my thinking at the time. Was we know in January Betis came in for Mateo Joseph. The offer was 10 million at the time. This time they've offered 6.5 with a 20 million sell-on fee. So for me, something didn't add up there straight away before it even kind of got out there onto the ether until all the Leeds fans were, you know, kind of having the discussion about it for hours. It was the first thing that I noticed was the fee. Is there's something not right here. There's not two and two together. And people were kind of saying, oh, but the sell-on fee. But you're not guaranteed that sell-on fee. So what if he doesn't hit his potential? You know, you could have 10 million from his January. You're now gone up to the Premier League and you're saying that Leeds are going to accept 6.5 million from him. For me, absolutely not. So I knew it was kind of rubbish anyway. And then obviously Graham Smith then comes out and tells us that Leeds aren't going to listen to offers from him. But in general, dealing with the Mateo Joseph, this one again seems to be rumbling on right from the very start of the transfer window. Where are you with it? Do you think Leeds United should be looking to let him go for the PSR reasons, and we know he has bags of potentials, let him go, see how he develops, or you more kind of favour a loan, let him go out there, get a year under his belt and kind of reevaluate then next season and we'll go from there?
I think when you buy a player, especially for any sort of club, you have to give them that sort of chance. Like, you know, buying them for like a season, you know, obviously loans or whatever, but buying a player and then keeping them for two, whatever seasons, you know, getting them into the senior team, giving them a year. At the end of the day, I don't think it's the right call to sell him. Now, with that being said, if it is for a PSR reason, well then maybe it's a possibility. But you're talking about, as I said, trying to get new players up to speed. He knows the club, he's here, you know, regardless of that, if anything, they should basically give him another kick up the backside. Premier League, I can really make an impact here, not just for this club and the city of Leeds, but for my own career. But then the other side of it, you could say a loan wouldn't be too bad. Now, we did speak about this, and Jer from The View did say it as well. It wouldn't be a bad idea to loan him out. But then you're talking, you know, with the obligation to buy. I don't think it's the right thing to do. I think Joseph has serious potential. I think the Premier League will push him on that little bit more.
Yeah.
So, a loan, me, preferably, because at the end of the day, if Bamford does stay, which, look, whatever, Piero's not going to be the main man for the Premier League. As much as I love him, don't get me wrong, lads, we need another serious striker in there. So if you're getting rid of the backup, and then if Piero does become a backup, yeah, it's just, it'll get messy, you know, that kind of way. So me personally, I think a loan would be the right way to go.
Yeah, I think so as well. Then I'd favour a loan with him, let him go out there, let him develop, because I think he's all the attributes of a really good player.
Yeah.
What I kind of scratch my head on, I laugh at a little bit, is that the start of last season, well, the start of this season, he had a really, really good pre-season, and everyone's saying, start him, look at start him, he needs to play,
Yeah.
He's going to be the championship top goal scorer, he's going to be our number 9. Everyone and their nannies were convinced that this was going to happen, Dylan. And then he has really poor start, but had an okay start to the season, not too bad, and then he completely tails off. And we spoke about it on Only Leeds Bros at the time. We were saying and begging to relax and calm down. Don't put too much pressure on him. He's only 21 years of age. He still has so much to learn, especially in that striker position. You need bags of experience to play out there. He won't hit his peak till he's at least 24, 25, 26. But he's doing all the right things. If anyone follows him on his social media accounts, he's always putting up that he's in the gym, where he's training boxing, he's doing running, he's doing sprints. He's constantly working on self-development outside of the game. And that's a great attitude to have, Dylan, at 21 years of age. And he's all the attributes as well. He's well able to hold up the ball. He's well able to work the channels. He's well able to press. And he's well able to finish as well. He has that front post run as well. He has an eye for goal. And it will come. It will come. There is a player in Mateo Joseph there. And I think he'd do very well to Spain. Whether he goes on loan or he's sold permanently, I think you'll see a very, very good Mateo Joseph over there. But I think for the meantime, what is the rush? What is the rush with this one?
It's the same.
Let's just calm down. Let's let him go on loan. Let's see where he goes, whether you're going to put him back down to the Championship or you're going to send him over to Spain. We'll evaluate it then. And if he comes back and it's not a great one, well, then we look to kind of sell him on there. And then we know, right, he's not going to hit his potential and move him on for there. But I'm sure there's a player in there. And this one could come back to bite us royally, I think, if we sell him for especially less than 10 million.
When you look at the Willie Nanto situation from what he's done in the past, you know, and especially when he did sign, you were saying to me, look at Nanto, he's unbelievable, etc. And he was unbelievable, lads. Then he hit this kind of, you know yourself, what he's done in the past.
Yeah. Still young, Dylan. Still young, again, another player.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Experience brings consistency, yeah. Experience brings consistency in players.
You know, at the end of the day, you say to yourself, Joseph isn't going to hit his peak until he's 24 or 25. That's the same with Willie Nanto. Yeah. Willie Nanto's ceiling is definitely big, but he needs to keep with that motivation and confidence. And let's be honest, he has to want to be here. If he doesn't want to be here, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be going selling. Look, as I said, for PSR reasons, if that's what has to be done, you know, at the end of the day, play by the rules. You know, we don't want to be having points deductions or etc. Because if it was us, they just come down hard on Leeds. You know, Man City can seem to get away with it. Nothing's been said or done. But you just play by the rules. But at the end of the day, me, for Joseph, I would definitely hang on to him because I think he has serious potential. You said it yourself. He's young. He's agile. He's working on it. He's in the gym. Everything that you said. So, yeah, I have to agree. What is the rush? Why are we forcing this young man? Or, you know, don't get me wrong. As I said, I'm not a businessman. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. But if it is a thing where you could say a lot of clubs are looking at him and he's kind of the favourite for PSR reasons, well then, if it needs to be done, do it. But not for the reason of just money. Because at the minute we have 100 and something million. I think we'll be okay, like.
Sid says here, Joseph needs to be loaned, in my opinion. I agree with you as well, Sid. I'd hate to see him moved on just yet, because I think there's definitely potential in there. Everyone wanted all these signs, and most of them aren't going to adapt straight away. No, definitely not.
Exactly.
Definitely not. It's going to take time, 100%. Michael Pollard is here. How are you, Michael? Hope you're keeping well. Joseph, if he's got to be sold, at least get a good deal with add-ons and a sell-on clause. The Cresswell deal was a mess, had Fark and Angus fingerprints all over, and 100% agree, buddy. And a good fee, a decent fee, to reject 10 million in January, and then now they're after coming in with 6.5 million is absolutely ludicrous for me. So yeah, we definitely should be looking for a lot more for Joseph. Joseph in pre-season played, yeah, exactly, yeah. It's pre-season, so you take it all with a pinch of salt. That's only them last 2 or 3 games when the intensity is really up. Not ceiling is always going to be high. He's 5'4". Come on, Danny. Michael says here, Joseph and Strike will be maximum profit. PSR profit. That's why I think they'll be sold. 49ers seem to be looking for targets to keep us up in the Premier League. It's one that I do look at, Michael, and myself and Dylan had a chat about it on Monday as well, on Monday's show, when we spoke about what players could potentially go. And I don't think anyone in this Leeds United squad, if they're sold, you'd sit back and go, Jesus, that was a shock, because I think everybody does have that price, especially with the 49ers. So when you look at Gruev as well, I think Gruev could be one to go. Now, he's not going to be complete PSR profit, but I think they'll look at him. Strike is one as well, Dylan, that I really have a question mark over. There's something there with Strike where I'm not fully convinced that he's going to be 100% here next season, because, again, he'd be decent profit as well. And with Joseph as well, that's the way the 49ers are going to be looking at the PSR as well. Like, if we offload him, you know, do we save ourselves to potentially bring someone else in? So, but it's like what you said, Dylan, at the minute, I think we're a little bit light in the striking department, because you have the question mark over Joel Pirro. Can he step up to the Premier League? Only time's going to tell. You've Patrick Bamford as well. We know we can't rely on him for at all. You know, if he's fit and he can come in and do a bit, fine, fair enough, but you don't want to be hanging your hat on Patrick Bamford. And then you've Mateo Joseph as well. We've seen what happened to him when he got that Leeds United shirt then and got that number 9 position. He crumbled a little bit, basically due to his age. So we definitely have to be looking at a striking position. So if the doors open up and Leeds do get a striker in or another forward player, you could potentially look then to move Mateo Joseph then out on loan and kind of let him go then from there. So yeah, like I said, we said it as well, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of moves coming into Leeds United until a lot of this deadwood is going to go, i.e. your Jack Harrisons. They'll look at a few more to be moved on as well. We know Firpo's gone as well. So I think there'll be more movement kind of going the other way first before we see any signings coming in.
That's what I'm saying. You kind of want to not hurry up, because that sounds a bit harsh, but you kind of want, as you said, the deadwood gone in order to bring the players that Fark 49ers are looking at.
Yeah.
For the simple reason to get us up to speed for the pre-season games, which one of them is in Dublin. Please get your tickets for that, lads. That's going to be some crack.
It's nearly gone. I think there's 45,000 gone for the AC Milan game in Dublin now. Pre-season.
That's mad. That's madness. Unbelievable.
Yeah. We have John Pepper in the building, says, "Hi guys, you both good? All good, buddy. Happy Friday to you, pal." And Gavin James says 25 million for Pascal, all profit. Exactly, and I think he's worth it. I do think he's worth it. Danny says, everybody saying Harrison is going. I think he stays. I hope not, Danny. I really, really hope not, because I just think it upsets that dressing room, him coming back in and the fan base and all that, and then it's something to talk about. I just think it's something we should just completely steer away from.
It's a negative impact on Leeds. That's what we don't need.
Yeah. Michael says here, 49ers looking for quality now, not in the future, 100%. Look what happened the last time we were in the Premier League. We bought youngsters and got relegated. And yeah, I would 100% agree with that comment, Michael. We said it from the start, we need experienced Premier League players because we already have a young squad here. If you look at the age of this squad, the youngsters in here with not a lot of Premier League experience, not a high level experience. We've seen a lot of experience go out the door over the last couple of years. You know, when you put your Dallas, your Coopers, your Aylands is gone as well. There's a lot of experience gone out of the squad. You've Gilavogi who came in, who added a lot this season. He's gone as well. So it's something that I feel personally that the squad is missing is a little bit of experience in there. So that's definitely the department I think we need to scrub up on. Rasmus already in the pocket too. Yeah, good point, Gavin. Yeah, actually forgot about Rasmus as well. I think AC Milan game will sell out. I think so too, buddy. I think so too. It's very, very nearly there. Sorry, missed your first comment here, buddy. Have you heard anything on the signs of Bijol? Yeah, we're going to move on to him as well. Nothing substantial, but a few bits on Bijol coming. I know one of the Everton staffs met him today. Everton were put off by Harrison by his wages. Yeah, I did hear that as well. I got a message off a guy on our X account saying that his dad's cousin, I think it was his dad's cousin, has links with Everton or something like that, and it was the wage packet supposedly that Everton were put off. So you don't know. You never really know. The fact of it is that he's back at Leeds United anyway, and yeah, whatever's happening in the interim, we don't know about it. Danny says, smash a like and subscribe, and please also hit the links in the chat if you haven't already. Excuse me. Martin says 3,000 absolutely merited subscribers. Cheers, Paul. Thanks very much. Proud to be among them. Congrats. Cheers, Martin. Really appreciate that, buddy. Really lovely comment. Thanks a mil, pal. Pascal, Harrison, Gruev, Joffe, Elan should all bring in around 50 to 55 million. Really good show. Really, really good show. When you look at that, when you look at Elan, Joffe, Gruev, Harrison, Pascal, I really want to hold on to it, but that's 3 gone already. I know Firpo's gone now for nothing, but he's off the wage bill as well. I think for me, Harrison's the big one. When you look at Harrison there, whether we even get 5 to 8 million there for him, yeah, but Dylan, more so Harrison's wages. That's what I look at. 90 grand a week supposedly it is. That's the room we're talking what it is, because obviously he was on the old Premier League contract. Was obviously cut to 60%. That's why he goes to Everton. So now his wages be back up to 90 grand a week, which is mental. It equates to like 5 million a year. So
I'd probably do a better
if
job
you can get 5-6 million for him, you're saving yourself 5 million as well, with just offloading his wage as well. So for me, it's a no brainer, absolute no brainer.
I think I do a better job on the wing, if I'm being honest, for 90 grand.
Of course you
with
would,
dodgy knees and dodgy hips.
DB Foyle UFC says, I'm related to the guy. Are you, buddy? Well, that's an inside scoop for you there here on Only Leeds Bros. And I wouldn't be surprised. On the money that Harrison was on, I would not be surprised in the way he's performing. So it all makes sense, doesn't it, buddy? It all makes sense. Danny talks Leeds. I like saying that, Danny. Sounds much better. Jeez, I remember the first stream you did on your phone, Darren. Yeah, many moons ago, sitting in my kitchen trying to work myself up, anxiety through the roof, and I said, I'm going live here, across the internet. And I'd
me looking at you on the phone going, what's this fella?
You looking at me, yeah, trying to get Only Leeds Bros off the ground, and one person was in watching me for the whole 37 minutes live, and it was Danny, me and Danny just having an old chinwag. Good crack. Evening, bros, Danny boy and all. Evening, buddy. Thanks for popping in. I hope you're having a good Friday. Righteous One says, Fark doesn't Fark doesn't really keep players around who aren't in the plan, so Harrison will be gone somewhere. I think so as well. I think he'll know the situation with Harrison, and I think he'll be moved on. Send Harrison to Saudi. I think he might end back up at the US. I wouldn't be surprised to see him.
MLS, I'd say,
I wouldn't be surprised to see him go there. I reckon we go for Bijol. Maybe, but there's been so many rumours, but he hasn't. There's so many. Muniz as well from Fulham has been in there. Betis been in there. He
How old is
a little
Harrison?
bit again last week. Is he 26? Let's check that out.
Still a young lad, like.
Yeah, so get rid. Just open.
I'd say he'll end up playing out as Miles back garden because she doesn't want him to play for Leeds.
His mom's still clapping him on. Let me check what age Jack Harrison is popping up here. He is. Where's he? 28. Jesus, 28. I thought he was 26. 28 is Jack Harrison, yeah. So, yeah, for me, definitely time to move him on 100%, Dylan. Let's speak a little bit then about. Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying good luck.
Right, no, I thought you were opening there. So that's the outgoings. Obviously, yeah, Firpo's more or less confirmed. We're obviously just waiting from the go ahead from Betis, that is signed, sealed, delivered. So best look to Firpo. Mateo Joseph was one that is, for me, is completely rubbish from Graham Bailey, but we know his track record. It's always been misses with Leeds United. And then let's move on then to a couple of incomers then. So Jaka Bijol, he looks like the one that seems the closest for Leeds United again. We know the 49ers, they work in silence. A name could be dropped tomorrow. They could be announced and then officially then in the door from the 1st of July. And that's one thing as well that I got asked. Someone DM'd me today and asked me, what's the point of doing all these transfer videos? If Leeds United can't sign anyone until the 1st of July. Yeah, we can't officially sign someone. They're not going to be a Leeds United player till the 1st of July. But if you've seen today, Brighton signed someone as well, and from the 1st of July they're officially going to be a Brighton player. So Leeds can't do this. Leeds can get everything signed, sealed, done, but officially when it hits the 1st of July, we can do it all then. So Danny says here, from the 1st of July, Harrison's gets wages back to 90k. It's just mental, absolutely mental money. 90 grand a week for me, Championship League One player. Nothing happened with Solomon because he got married yesterday, so watch this space. Yeah, Cena got married yesterday, class. Harrison signed a new deal in January 23, so he'll have big Premier deal. My bet is he's loaned out. Oh, Jesus, yeah.
And then you want to do like what, 30, 40, or whatever it is, percentage, split the wage bill.
Yeah, 100%. Right, let's move on, Dylan. We'll talk a little bit about Jaka Bijol. As I said, he feels like the one that's the closest for Leeds United. We've seen earlier on in the week, it was a fee spelled for about 14 to 15 million pounds from Udinese. Today, then, it's reported then from Joe Donoghue that he says that Leeds are looking at about 20 million euros, which is about 17 million pounds for Jaka Bijol. He says that Leeds United and Udinese are still locked in negotiations for this one. It's a player Dylan I'd like to see kind of get done. I was speaking a little bit with Jerry Lynch yesterday about this type of player. He'd know a little bit more about him than what we would, Dylan. Jerry seems to really like him. Obviously says about being a physical player, really, really good in the air, dominant. We need that at Leeds United, especially from set pieces, defending set pieces. We know the last time in the Premier League it was a serious Achilles heel of ours. But the only thing that he lacks then, the downside of him, is that he doesn't have a lot of pace. So potentially Leeds United could see a shift in formation. We could see us go 3 at the back with a Strike and Ampadu and Road on with a 3 at the back to kind of accommodate him in there. But this one, Dylan, in particular, do you think Leeds United will get it across the line? Is it a signing that you want?
Well, as I said there, and I put it in, I think, in previous videos, and I kept the notes. I had a little watch of him is on YouTube, etc., of what he is kind of like from what I've seen and read. Obviously, 6'3". He's very physically dominant defender. He's the most aerial dominant and aggressive centre backs. So he obviously has the strength
across Europe, yeah.
Across Europe, which naturally gives him a set piece threat too, which, in my opinion, is what we need, especially from corners, because I think corners have been very poor the last 2 seasons, including free kicks. Now we want to go back to Gruev's one in the playoff semi-final. A cracking hit, but at the end of the day, they're not all going to go in like that. You do need them to go in off someone's arse or head or something like that, whatever it needs to be. Obviously, we know Strauch is good in the air as well and can score goals from corners. So if Strauch did have to leave, I think this one would be a good replacement. As you said, though, it does lack the pace. But then, at the end of the day, I think anyone that Leeds bring in, I think any of us, including myself, will be happy with. Because it's like the shiny new toy of the club. You have to, look, at the end of the day, when Tanaka came in, no one thought that he was going to play the way he did. Look at him. That man, and if Sean Healy was here now, he'd be
waxing lyrical over him.
He'd be all over this.
John Pepper says, sell Harrison, Vauber, Joseph, and maybe strike. Melier could get some serious money. We'll wait and see a lot, and it'll all be profit, 100%. Danny says, we can't sign players, but won't join until the 4th of July. Exactly, Danny. There's like this kind of logic out there that you've seen on X that, we can't sign anything until the 4th of July, so what's the point? Like, we can. We're still going to be able to be in a negotiation. We're able going to have everything sorted, done, just officially can't be announced till the 1st of July, so... Michael says Rotwell and Solomon signings came out of nowhere. I reckon we will get some players in that we haven't mentioned 100%. Michael, I agree with you there, buddy.
But the 49ers run, they're always so. Yeah, fly under
the only thing is with this one, Michael, which I think might be a little bit harder in the Premier League to keep it more airtight. You look at the Simicast one I know it's not done deal, but there was definitely negotiations between Leeds and Simicast there, and it was leaked from the Liverpool side that talks were going on. So I think in the Premier League you're going to find it a lot harder to keep this airtight because obviously being in a better division, the clubs that you're dealing with could be Premier League clubs as well. You're dealing with the better clubs over Europe, so it could leak more so from their side, where in the Championship you can probably keep it a little bit more airtight. But I get your point with that with the 49ers. It's more or less instant. You hear that morning, they're signed that night. That they're very much like that, which is great to see. Only thing with Bijol is his pace. Yeah, 100%, buddy. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right. I've asked about I think it's Bijol. Sid says, in your opinion, gents, how does the club sell itself, given that we're going in to be likely to a fight to stay up? Very, very good question, Sid. Very, very good question. I think, Sid, you have to look at it that this is going to be the Leeds hat again, Leeds fan. I think you said it, look at it. It's Leeds United. Look at the fan base. You show them videos of the parade. Look at the city. Look at the community. Look what we have here at Leeds United. And I do genuinely believe that Leeds United are bigger clubs than the three that went down. I think Leeds United sells itself, Sid, to be honest with you. I think you look at the project that the 49ers have behind, the back in there. I think it's actually a very easy sell, to be honest with you, Dylan, would you?
Look, at the end of the day, taking the Leeds hat off from my own friends or people that I know, they always said Leeds back in the day was a big club, which it is. But now with the 49ers coming in, new owners, more money, we are in the Premier League. I think it does sell for that reason. But as well as Ellen Road expansion, where the Tanaka, I know bringing them up again, but that overseas sort of commercial dealing with Tanaka. You see a lot of Japanese people and etc. Looking to come over now and shout on Tanaka, which gives us that bit more as well. At the end of the day, when you go back to Rafinha, what a man, what a player. He was sold to us. So I think when you look at it like that, growing up, yourself as a young fan, you always wanted to play for the club that you loved. And that could be similar to a fan of, say, Rafinha, as a young lad that, I'd like to follow the same footsteps of Rafinha and play for Leeds one day. I know that sounds mad, lads. I know he's playing with Barcelona and he's on the verge of winning the Ballon d'Or, but, Leeds United does sell for itself. I have to agree with you, Darren. It's we're in the Premier League as well. There will be people knocking on the door.
Gavin says here, take them figures with a pinch of salt, just like the keeper from Liverpool. Yeah, Kelleher. In the media, it was 14 million and ended up being 12 rising day. 100%, buddy. I think the figure that originally came out was Kelleher and Simicast for 40 million. Then it came out then from an account on Twitter then saying it was 55 million. And Kelleher's gone to Brentford and Simicast isn't going to happen now. So you have to take these things with a pinch of salt. And again, you have everyone there, Gavin, on Twitter that always pretends to be in the know, and I have an inside scoop, and I have someone in the club that knows that this is happening and all that. And of course you have people out there that know bits and bobs, but again, all these with a pinch of salt. We could sell none of these players, we could sign every one of these players. Like, who knows what's going to happen, but the links out there in the ether, so we'll obviously speak about them. Michael says if Strike is gone for Bijol, we'll need to buy cover there as well. And I do think we need to. I think if Strike goes and Bijol comes in, I still think we need another centre half, because I think we're light in what we are. Any sort of injury to Rodon and Mateo again, we're tight there. I'm probably going to be moved on as well.
I'm probably being greedy. I think we talked about. I think I said about 7 or 8 signings to come in the door. Now, I know people are probably looking at me and laughing, but lads, I'm being truthful here. I want each individual on that team, down to the young lads and the youths, to fight for the place week in, week out. That bit of competition will not only rev everyone up, but it will get the fans going. Similar to the start of the season with Pero and Joseph. We all didn't know who was going to start. Pero was starting and Joseph was starting, Pero was starting. Then all of a sudden Pero just took it and kept banging in goals and just playing unbelievable. So at the end of the day, I think the whole squad, and especially the spine of the squad, from the keeper straight up through the middle of the park up to the 10 and the 9, will need to be. That's where we need. But cover at left back, especially with Firpo gone, we're going to need another cover at left back as well. Definitely need a cover at right back. You need a few centre halves. You need a goalkeeper. The whole team needs players to cover.
We need more of a squad. We need more of a squad in the
whole squad. Yeah.
DB4 says, show them Rafinha, Phillips, Somerville, Gray, Rutter, and they'll all want to follow that project.
Love that.
I don't think Pope will happen. I don't think so either, buddy. I think
he said he wants to stay.
There's Pope is that he wants to stay at Newcastle. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. Danny Talks Leeds says, I think we get 5 signings, but need 7. And Sid says, that's what I was thinking, Michael Pollard. To be honest, he worries me. Yeah, I think, look, we can have a conversation about Fark if you want, guys. Look, the question is going to be there, and I think it's probably the elephant in the room that everyone's going to think of, but no one really wants to have the conversation about Fark yet, is that, all eyes are going to be on him, Dylan, as soon as this pre-season kicks off, how Leeds set up, how the players are embedding, how the pre-season goes, and then obviously them first 5 games of the Premier League season of what results we're going to get. We know the fixtures are released now Wednesday the 18th, so it's going to be an interesting one to see who we get the first 5 games, and I think we probably need a little bit of luck, Dylan, to be honest with you, in them first 5 games, because notoriously with Fark, we've seen him at Norwich, we've seen him at his 2 seasons at Leeds, we don't generally start very well. We need a decent start, don't we? Or he could see his head on the chopping block very, very early.
But Dan, I think he knows that. I think that's something the 49ers probably have said to him already, or are going to say to him. Regardless, like at the end of the day, you're talking big money here. You know, no point again, no disrespect. All these players in for it to come in, you know, only get to know the manager after 5 games and get sacked and then be like, right lads, we sold you this project. There's, buyout clauses and all that sort of stuff. We don't want to get out in that same rabbit hole again.
Yeah.
So I think, regardless of what happens, the 49ers need to do and be completely honest with Fark from the get-go. We're not saying your job's on the line here, but we are in the Premier League and we're here to stay, and we're not going to really mess about. And I don't think he will, to be fair. I think Fark will do okay, if I'm being honest, especially if the 49ers back him. They have to back him.
Yeah, that's the recruitment, Dylan, 100%. And that's where I'll kind of reserve my judgment on Fark. If the 49ers don't back him and don't give him enough in the Premier League, well then it falls back solely then on the blame of the board, or the board didn't give him enough to do it. But if the board do back him when we get all the positions that we want and we get all the players in, and Fark doesn't make it work, well then ultimately then it falls on the blame of the manager. Then it's mad, it never falls on the blame of the players. It ultimately cost the manager his job then. So it's going to be an interesting one then to see the way it's going to develop over the next couple of weeks. I think it's going to be hell for leather in the next 2 or 3 weeks after the fixture release. It'll start to get real then. We'll know who we have the first day of the season, and then it'll be all guns blazing then. You gone, Dylan? Can you hear me? Dylan's out there going now. Completely out there freezing. Think his internet's out there going there, yeah. So like I was saying, it's an interesting one with Daniel Fark. Let us know, guys, what you think in the comment box below. Don't leave me sitting here chatting to myself with the Daniel Fark one. On one of them, he needs his crack at the Premier League. He's got us here. He deserves it. But it's one of them that I look at and think, see how he gets on. And it's the same as any manager. Any manager at all you're going to look at. And you're going Dylan using Mackie's Wi-Fi, yeah, 100%. That's because he was saying that thing about his missus. He was downstairs after plugging everything out and all on them. Can't hear you, Dylan.
No, you're back
now. You're back there now, yeah. You're back there now. Don't know what happened. The internet went.
I think she just got mad and she said, "Here, I'm just turning this off just to wind them up." I don't know. Not too sure. No, I don't know.
My first 5 games next season: Liverpool 1, Arsenal 2, Burnley, Scum, and Sunderland. I don't want Scum that early. Danny. You know, maybe the very first game of the season, but that's kind of getting into the league a little bit, isn't it? I'd like them a little bit further down where we can kind of get the feelers out a little bit. Yeah, but we'll see what happens. It's interesting, exciting times out, Dylan, isn't it? Like, I think that kidney still comes out. Like, who we got the first day of the season, who we got the last day of the season, who we got Boxing Day. You check all them dates, don't you? And
It's going to be
yeah,
Liverpool,
looking forward to
isn't
it. Then
it?
we've
Liverpool
the
first
jerseys.
game of the season.
Probably will be. Yeah, probably will be. Then we've got the jersey release coming soon there now as well. And if any of you have seen it, the Adidas kits that have been released, the Real Madrid home one is absolutely lovely, the white one. And then Boca Juniors released the blue one with yellow stripes on it going down it, and it's absolutely sensational. So if the Leeds away jersey is anything like the Boca Juniors away one, it's that royal blue. It's absolutely gorgeous. You get a chance, go check it out. But if Adidas are going down this line and the home jersey is going to be anything like the Real Madrid one, it's absolutely sensational. Go check it out. Go take a look.
Sensational. Absolutely sensational.
Unbelievable. Amy Clark says they need to recruit properly for Fark to have a chance in the Perm. Smash a like and subscribe and hit the links in the chat as well. Yeah, please do so, guys. I definitely don't say there's enough. Lucky Danny's here to say all this. If you are enjoying the video, please don't forget to slap a like on the video and hit subscribe to the channel, guys. We really appreciate it. DB4 LUFC says champions versus champions. Probably, yeah. Probably
well,
will
come
be,
on, let's be honest. That we're the real champions, aren't we? Let's be honest.
There's a part of me that, like, realistically, I'd like a couple of easy games, so the first 5 games to settle in, but then there'll be a part of me, like, if the first day of the season we get, like, Burnley at home, it's going to be like,
but the gloves are off there. There's nothing on the line, just go for it.
I know, but I'm just like, Burnley at home, you wanted to get probably to go back and play the big boys, and then your first game is Burnley. The kid in me wants one of the big boys, the older kind of, I was going to say sensible head, I definitely don't have a sensible head, wants... a nice easy one. So yeah, interesting. I always love the fixture release, whether even we're in the championship or any league. I always love to see who
That's what it's all about.
See the Camden have an event before the Aviva. It includes bus to stadium, pint, burger. I did have to plug this one as well. Apologies to Jerry. So the Camden in Dublin, any of you guys that are travelling over from Leeds to the game, the Camden in Dublin is the place to go, guys, before the game for points, drinks. They are organised buses as well out to the stadium. All the Leeds fans are going there before the game. There's plenty of builders in and around the Aviva Stadium there as well. But the Camden is the place to be if you're a Leeds fan. You're travelling over to Dublin as well. It's going to be a great day. Scum in October and November is when you want them. That's when they usually go shy. Yeah, all of it. They'll probably have their manager sacked and a new one in by them, buddy. I'd like Chelsea or City the first few games. Think it'd be weaker from FIFA World Cup. Yeah, good show, Carl. Actually, yeah, that FIFA World Cup is mad. They've, like, season ends. They've all had internationals. Now they're doing a FIFA World Cup as well. Like, it's crazy, crazy enough on the players. Obviously benefits us because none of our players are going there, but for them, it's no wonder the quality of football is dipping nowadays. They're playing so much. It's normally Champions v Champions first game. Yeah, normally is. 2020 Fulham was our first home game. Yeah, remember, buddy, what a letdown that was. Would love Chelsea at home first game. That's a good shout as well. Yeah, Chelsea at home would be good. Is the Aviva sold out? The last I seen DB4 was at 25. It was at 45. So we've about 6k left to go, which is unbelievable. Absolutely. I was kind of thinking if we got anywhere around 25, 30k for a pre-season game is unbelievable. Like when you turn around and say 45,000 people for a pre-season matches.
I remember watching them talk about
9,000 more than Ellen Road. Like, just mind blown. Absolutely mind blown stuff. Yeah, but class to see. Dr. Cox in the building says, "Evening, ladies. You're very late, Dr. Cox. Very, very late. Must be making the old dinner." And I have to put that Crayer Cup there as well. Sorry, where was I? Danny says, have AC Milan being offered tickets to the Aviva? Looks like it's only Leeds fans. They have, buddy. They have been offered a few, but it's going to be a majority Leeds. It's going to be a majority Leeds fans. You'll get a couple of thousand AC Milan fans. A lot of Italians do travel over to Dublin as well, but yeah, no, it's going to be a majority Leeds.
Leeds are going to take over Dublin.
Everyone was kind of thinking, well, where's the Leeds section? Where's the Leeds end? Where are we? I'm like, everywhere. Leeds are just going to take over. Don't worry about it. Just get your ticket. We'll be fine. Got mine for 35 in the pre-sale. Mine was 62 and 50 cent or something like that, right behind the goal in the south stand, which is class. Going with Jerry Lynch is coming in. We've got Matty from Imagine Up in Leeds going. Connor from One Leeds is coming over. I think Paul from Leeds Therapy is coming over. So yeah, loads of people to meet in Dublin. It's going to be a brilliant day. I actually think Rusty Tinkan, Eddie as well, he's coming over as well. So yeah, going to be unbelievable, Dylan, isn't it? What a great day out. What
a great day it was, really. Can't wait. Points. And then watch the new Leeds team, whoever we get, smash AC Milan. I say 5 now.
Michael says here, stadium development. Hi guys, what's your thoughts on the atmosphere during the works? We seriously depend on home fans to get points. Reduced capacity during the work could affect us adversely. Do you know what, Michael? It's a really, really good point to bring up as well, because I watch all football. I remember watching Liverpool at the time when their stadium was being redeveloped, and we kind of know what way Anfield has gone. Anfield was always renowned for its great atmosphere. We've seen it in the last couple of years. It's definitely nowhere near as good as what it was, but it definitely is. It's a fair, Michael, isn't it? When you think about that, you've a bit of work going around. You've everyone kind of seeing what's happening, seeing what's going on. You see Ellen Road changing and right in front of your eyes. So it's a really, really good point, buddy. But the only thing I can hold to is that we're Leeds United fans and we're different to everybody else. We know how to bring an atmosphere. It's always us against the world, and when our backs are against the wall, there's no better fan base than Leeds United, Michael. So that's what way you hope it is that no matter what size Ellen Road gets in the future, when we're long gone and Leeds United are still here, you'd always hope that Ellen Road will always hold this atmosphere. I'm in the East Stand, says DV4 class. Anywhere in the stadium on that day is going to be unbelievable. What a great atmosphere. Marching on together, belting out in the Aviva Stadium as two Irish lads it's going to be surreal. Lads, just check Ticketmaster. No tickets left. They must have been gone, buddy. Must have been gone. They were selling out rapid. And I actually know there's a lot of neutral fans that are travelling into the game as well that got tickets to go. So, class. It's going to be a great day. I wonder how many farkouts will be there. Just Sean Healy, I'd say. He'll be the only one that'll be there.
I don't know. He's not. He's away, isn't he?
DV4 says, are you doing interviews outside the stadium? The plan is for that day, buddy, is meet all the creators that we can. Obviously, we'll be doing a day vlog, so Leeds versus AC Milan pre-season vlog. We'll document their day, obviously travelling to Dublin and stuff like that. Doing interviews outside the stadium, I'm not too sure, buddy. We haven't really thought about that one yet. What do you think, though? Do interviews outside the stadium?
We could. Look, we'll see what happens. You know, as long as you buy me a pint.
But you could be too busy drinking, drinking and have a good time to be doing interviews.
If you buy me a pint, I'll interview you.
As well, any Irish, I don't know if you know about as well, the 3rd of July, Tony DeRigo, Jermaine Beckford and Andy Cousins are travelling over to Camden as well to do a Q&A as well. It's on a Thursday night. Make sure you go get your tickets. I think tickets are about 30 quid as well. So we're being absolutely spoiled as Irish Leeds fans this year. A lot of Leeds events going on in Dublin again and Ireland. So yeah,
and
absolutely.
Take it because it'll be a while before they're back again, I'd say.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely 100%. Dillo, I think that's it for our Friday night stream. What do you think? Anything else to bring up?
Oh, I tell you why I'm looking forward to that. Really and
What are
truly.
you looking forward to?
The Saturday night show or Saturday morning show. The Whites Wake Up, lads. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And especially be there at 10 o'clock in the morning. Be there at B Square. Myself and Darren will be in the chat. It's going to be a good one.
Danny Toxley says, go get Minion at one end of the stadium and Darren the other end of the stadium for interviews. Lad, Dylan, you wouldn't be able to stay that far away from me, brother, would you? You'd have to come find me.
You would have to find me there. You know, you can't.
We'll see. It's actually a good show. I wouldn't actually mind doing that. Yeah, interviewing a couple of fans going in, what they think of the day, excited for the day and stuff like that. Not a bad show, DB4, yeah, something that we'll definitely think of. I'm always like one of them where I like kind of obviously documenting the day and showing you guys and showing the vlog, but I always say to Dylan, when I get to Ellen Road, I'm going to do a couple of interviews at Bremner Statue, and then you're kind of just standing there, and then you just have like your little mics and all, and you're like, oh. you just feel so awkward walking up to someone and like,
you're lying to me and you're lying to yourself and you're lying to the people watching. You get the you for a point. Come on.
Yeah, you do.
A burger, man.
Yeah.
Well, I do anyway. I'm not going to lie. Straight off the bat, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, true, 100%. Michael says, I have my brother and my kids going to be class. Michael, it's going to be a great day. Hopefully see you in there, Michael. It'll be class. My message to the wake up will be good. As it will be, Danny. It is in there. So let's plug it down before we leave you guys. So tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, if you haven't seen it, the Whites Wake Up will be live again. A new show here on Only Leeds Bros where we bring a bit of a soccer AM kind of style to it, but very, very heavily Leeds United, where we do anything from games, challenges, chaos, messing, banter, absolutely everything is all in there. Will always change from week to week. Won't be the same things that you're seeing to kind of fresh it up and keep you guys tuned in. So that will be tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. So make sure you set your alarms, get up for that one, stick the kettle on, get the brekkie on there as well, and enjoy that one. So that is tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Sid says, great stream, gents. Keep up the great work. Cheers, Sid.
Still over that man a point, actually. Still out on mana points.
See, are you travelling to Dublin for the AC Milan game? Let us know, buddy. If you are, I'd love to meet up with you. Definitely owe you a point, buddy. Here's the cheerleaders this week.
Me.
The partners will be on somewhere down along the line. They'll definitely be. They'll make an appearance on the Way to Wake Up 100%, Danny. Right, so that's it for the stream. That's it from Only Leeds Bros. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. We won't keep you any longer. So mind yourselves, mind each other. We'll chat you all again soon. Make sure you set your alarm for 10 o'clock in the morning for the Way to Wake Up. That one is not to be missed. It's very, very good. Chat you all again soon.